What's going on, everybody? Christopher here, back with another video, and this will just be one last video on the floods in Germany disaster. I understand that if you live in Germany, you probably don't need to see this information, but I do have an audience that reaches beyond Germany that likes to hear what's going on and get updates from someone who's close to the action. So I'll make this as quick as I can. I just want to talk real quick about where we are as far as the deaths and how much damage has been done. Also want to talk a little bit about how the Americans here in Germany, to include the US military and people like myself, just normal people, are lending our support and efforts towards getting through this. So here first is going to be two pieces of video coverage from YouTube, from the DW, I think they both are. And we'll watch just a little bit of this first one.
This torrent, filmed on Wednesday, used to be a stream. It's a sight few would have thought possible in Western Germany. But
this is hard for me to even fathom. Look at this house. Watch this house.
A house adrift.
Wow. Wow. It completely mows down a tree.
To recede, and cleanup operations have
That's
begun.
powerful water moving through this place,
But
folks.
the floods have left a trail of
Look at that car.
devastation,
It's been just like
and
placed in
residents
someone's...
shock.
Oh my gosh.
As I said, that was my apartment. I'm trying not to think about it, but it's really dreadful.
To be honest, I think a lot of the Germans are taking this really, really well. I have seen a lot of them crying and really brought down and their spirits really destroyed over this. But most of the ones I see keep their high spirits. There's something that's to be said about that. We'll watch a little bit more.
Emergency workers are warning that as they comb through the wreckage, more bodies could be discovered. Many people are still stunned at the speed at which the water suddenly rose. It happened so fast. We watched the water rise, an insane current. We saw two people clinging to those columns over there. We shouted from above, "Hold on." It took 3 hours for them to be rescued.
They held on for 3 hours. How many of us have that kind of body strength? This doesn't even look like Germany right now. Just look at this. It's a complete wreck. It's a disaster. Let's see what they're saying at this other video, and we'll keep it moving.
Well, it is hard to believe one's eyes while walking through the town of Schuld here behind me. I walked through the town early this morning. There was nobody around and only destruction around me. Some houses have been completely swept away. Some have been gutted on the ground floor. There is nothing left there. There is debris strewn all over the town. Some roads have even been destroyed. There is almost nothing left in
German military's out there doing their part.
Really
Fire
tragic
department.
situation here.
And it says many are still missing.
And they have been working hard to try to clean up as much as they can. They're also distraught, but there is a sense of strong solidarity here. People are very grateful for the help they are getting from volunteers and rescuers, and there is a strong sense of community to try to make things better as quickly as possible.
You cannot draw conclusions from one incident, but the sum of all the adverse weather events that we are seeing and the impact that they're having suggests clearly, if you believe the science, and as you know, I do believe the science, that this is linked to climate change. We need to speed up the fight against climate change.
So that's what the chancellor had to say. And you might know that those are the sentiments pretty much across the board. Most people feel that way. But if you get anything from this, you can take from it that Germany is coming together and already in the move forward into beating this and getting past this. Everybody's out here doing their parts. They're helping, cleaning up debris. Everybody's still donating. And speaking of donations, as of right now, that's what I'm able to do on my part. Donations are being delivered. I've asked my daughters to pitch in, and we're doing what we can to help with the efforts in moving forward. If I was closer to them and in a position where I could help with cleanup and stuff like that, I definitely would. So whatever I'm able to do, I will be doing on my part. Same with the US military. In this particular article from Kaiserslautern, It says Colonel David Epperson spent the night before he relinquished command in that fighter wing at the airbase filling sandbags to help the widespread flooding. So this is someone who's really high up the chain who actually took himself out to fill sandbags to help out the local towns with the floodwaters. At the writing of this, it says more than 60 people have died and dozens were missing. We all know it's gotten worse than that. We've never seen such a disaster. It's really devastating. Nothing we all don't feel. It says, although the base is not located in the hardest hit area, several nearby villages were closed due to the rising waters. So this particular area near the Spangdahlem Air Base was doing what they had to do and doing their part to help out. Another Army garrison here in Kaiserslautern says, as Germany's Elbe River rose steadily toward a wall of sandbags, civilian firefighters and comrades stacked sandbags to hold back the water. Civilian firefighters from the U.S. Army Garrison Baden-Württemberg and U.S. Army Garrison Kaiserslautern, they mobilized to support Germany's efforts to combat the floods following weeks of rainy weather. So, as you can see, the U.S. military is doing their part as well. Good news. By the way, if you didn't know, less than a year ago, I lived 15 minutes from this particular base. And seeing some of the pictures online, some of the areas I used to frequent have been kind of wiped away by floods. Even a bridge that I used to cross quite often, gone, destroyed, flooded over. When incessant rain around Spangdahlem Air Base led to heavy flooding in the area around July 14th, the airmen of the 52nd Civil Engineering Squadron rushed to the aid of local communities in need. We took a bunch of Air Force civil engineers last night, and at the request of Binsfeld, we loaded up just under 1,000 sandbags and brought them to Binsfeld. Then we worked with the local fire department and the mayor to sandbag the homes and businesses in Binsfeld that were actively being flooded as the river went. So hats off to the U.S. military doing their part around Germany to help with this. Not that I would expect anything else, but it's good to see everybody coming together and working together and everybody trying our best, everybody doing what we can to move past this. It's going to be a long effort, no doubt. There's no doubt we are a long way from getting back to where we were before this happened, but we'll get there. Germany, hang in there. Anybody else affected by any kind of natural disaster, hang in there. You're not alone. We'll get through this. Let's just keep working together, and one day we'll be able to just look back on this. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.